It is January 26th, and that is a Saturday. But I'm going to start with last night, yesterday. Yesterday was Friday, the 25th. I spent a lot of time in the attic. Uh, Not all day, but I spent a lot of time in the attic. I was looking for a canvas backdrop to take pictures for Tia's stuff that she's going to post on the internet for sale, make it look nice. So what I was doing was I was just unpacking boxes because it's not a mess up there, but there's just a lot of boxes. So I was starting one box at a time. Let's see what's in here. And I was actually unpacking these boxes, and I found a lot of stuff that I'd been looking for. Not what I was, my sole purpose for being up there, but I found some stuff that I was looking for. Um, but while I was up there, here's some of the stuff that I found. This I found in some of my grandfather's things that my grandmother had given me. Um, Apparently, my mother was supposed to have this. This actually belonged to one of my great great grandfathers, great great uncle. Not 100% sure. I think it's a great great uncle who basically fled Russia back near Tsar Nicholas the Third, second, not sure. Anyway, his name was Uncle Igor. So I believe this was his cap decoration, I think. So this has to go back to my mother because I think they're going to be donating it to a museum. Um, so anyway, that. And I found these plates. Hold on. Here we go. I found these plates. Obviously, they're Mickey plates. You got the Sorcerer Mickey and the Tailor and the Mickey and the what do you call them? Steamboat Willie. But I had been looking for this guy in the middle here, this rock clock. I've been looking for this for the past few months. I knew I had it. I gave up looking for it. I started looking for it again. But then I happened to find it in a box. It was wrapped in bubble wrap, and apparently it's been up there ever since we moved. I thought I'd seen it at some point in the past 3 years that we've lived here, 3.5, almost 4 years now. But apparently I didn't, and it was still packed away in a box from when we moved. So I finally found that. And I also found another one, a wooden clock that my grandfather made. And I actually put a clock in it. So now it is a functioning clock again. And then you also see the two like curved glass picture frames, and then these two easels are actually Disney easels. There's little Mickey Mouse heads on them. So I found all of that stuff. And then I found these. These are little Mickey figurines, little ceramic figurines, and the little Winnie the Pooh, crystal Winnie the Pooh there. I've been looking for, I totally forgot we had these, but at some point I remember looking for them when we were decorating. I was like, I knew we had more Mickey stuff. So I found these. So these will be going in Disney decorating schemes somewhere in the house. So I found all of that stuff. Awesome, right? I had a very productive day yesterday because I found all of that. So anyway, I went to meet Tia for lunch. We went to PDQ, her suggestion, because she had a coupon, so we ate there. And then when I came back home, that's when I found all the stuff in the attic, and I pretty much spent the entire rest of the day up there. I got home at like, I don't know, 1:30, 2 o'clock, I can't remember. And I came back home and I did that. Before I got home, I stopped by my parents' house. I told my mother, I called her on the way to meet Tia, and I was just like, hey, I was just listening to one of my tech people that I listened to podcast wise, and they said that Windows 7 will stop being supported January 2020. So my mother has to make sure everything's up to date security wise because of what she does for a living. And she said, oh crap, because she said her printer doesn't work with Windows 10. And I said the printer should work fine, but I'll check on that. I just need to get the model number. So I stopped by her house, and I got the model number. And I also heard through that same podcast that Windows was doing a free update from 7 to 10. 7, 8. You can have 7 or 8 and update it to 10. So I said, hey, I'll look it up for you and see if that's actually a thing, if they're still doing it, because they said they may not be doing it, they may not be doing it. I'm not sure. So I actually was able to find a website. Let's see here. So here's the website. It's actually Microsoft's website, and you have to do it from a Windows computer. I haven't actually done it, but I am going to do it either today or tomorrow, and hopefully it will work without messing anything up. So I'm going to do it on this computer, and I'm also going to do it on my my mother-in-law's computer to get that one, because right now that one has Windows 8. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. But later that night, we were going to meet Katie at her house because she invited us over to the new house for dinner. And I got there first. I got there like, I don't know, 7:30, 7:45, something like that. Sat in my car for a while. Then Tia got there, and we stood outside for a while, waiting and ringing the doorbell. Apparently, Katie's husband was in the shower. And so anyway, Katie finally got there, and she had gotten Tropical Grill. Now, we haven't been to Tropical Grill in a while. Why? Because they changed their sauces. And I'm a sauce person. You can get chicken and rice anywhere, but the sauces were what made them unique. And so apparently they had so much backlash from outsourcing their sauce making to Duke's mayonnaise that they started making them in-house again because everybody was complaining. Man, when Katie told me that, I was so ecstatic. So I tried them. They were good again. Like the best I'd ever had them, even. So hopefully that continues. I'm not going to do that mess again. But anyway, we got to see Katie's new house. Very nice house. And we watched some TV, watched some movies, did some talking. And I finally have somebody I can talk politics with because Davey, her husband, is like super conservative and super into politics like I am. So that was nice. Anyway, we went home. We pretty much fell out last night when we got home. And then on to today, which was January 26th. So Tia, it's Saturday. Tia is going or went to North Carolina today to do a Zumba event. And she was going to be gone pretty much all day. This morning she left at like 8 o'clock to go to teach a class, fitness class. And then after that, her and her friends were all going to drive up to North Carolina together. Well, when she left, I went and did some work on the computer, and I fell back asleep. I don't know why I was still so tired, but I was. So I fell back asleep, and about 1:20, yeah, I said 1:20, Matthew texted me, and I woke up, and he goes, hey, what you doing? I was just like, I just woke up when you texted me. So he said, you want to go to lunch? And I said, where do you want to go? And when he started playing that game of, I don't know, where do you want to go? I don't know, where do you want to go? And so I was like, he said, how about this? You want to go see a movie? And I was like, yeah. Want to go see Glass? Yep. So we went and saw Glass. We went and saw this movie. It was a very, very, very good. I was excited about seeing it, but just so you know, you need to see Unbreakable and Split before you see this one. Now, I didn't see Split, but I knew the basic concept of it, and I knew about what Split was. I just had never seen it. And I knew that it was a sequel to Unbreakable, and this was a sequel to both of those. So, but we ended up seeing that with, it was me and him and my dad and Eve. because Eve is staying over there at my parents' house because apparently Anna is sick with the flu and she's being quarantined. So, but I went out and took some pictures. The movie started at 4:20 or 4:40, and so I was like, okay, well, I wasn't gonna go take pictures. I was just gonna be in the attic today again. But I went out and took some pictures, and then when I got done with that, I stopped at Chick-fil-A, got something in my stomach because if I go and I eat popcorn and then I don't have anything in my stomach, I get sick. So I ate like teeny little something, just some nuggets at Chick-fil-A, and then I emailed the pictures to my mother, and then I met Matthew at the movie theater. And oh, after the movie, me and Matthew were just going to go hang out at McDonald's and just talk, and because it was either that or stand in the parking lot and talk, and that was too cold. He was in shorts, and I don't like cold, so while we were driving over there, he said, "Hey, Dad just invited us to Bertolo's," so we all drove over to Bertolo's, and so my dad was on this kick. We started talking, and then we got into talking about Star Wars, and let me see. Oh, here we go. We got into talking about Star Wars, and I was trying to explain to him that Star Wars originally in 1977 was just Star Wars. And he said, it was always Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. And I was like, no, it wasn't. It was Star Wars, just Star Wars. So this is the original opening crawl where you see Star Wars and then all of a sudden it goes into the crawl. But then George Lucas added his, let me get the next one, okay. George Lucas added his little twist on it to where it turned into Episode 4. And then there was, hold on, this is a little bit further down. Last one. So I sent all this to my dad, and then this was the newest. This is a little bit further up. So Star Wars disappeared, so it's now Episode 4, New Hope. So I had to sit there and argue with my father about the fact that I was right and he was wrong, like dead wrong. He's like, no, I remember seeing it in the movie theater and it said Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope. I'm like, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. I'm a nerd. I know what I'm talking about. You're trying to argue with me about things you don't understand, and I know everything about. 1981, right before Empire Strikes Back came out, is when they added all the Episode 4 and Episode 5 and all that crap. So, no, you're wrong. So anyway, mic drop, boop. And after that, like we sat there for a while, and then after that, I brought a couple pieces of pizza home. And before I left the movie theater, I just got a full bucket of popcorn, brought it home to Tia, because she loves the popcorn from the movie theater to eat as she will. So, came home. Tia had gotten home a few minutes before I left the pizza place, and so I got home and we watched some Disney videos, and then she went to bed and fell out real quick. So that was my last 2 days. Very eventful. I'll probably be in the attic again this week. But for now, that's it. And I'll have more tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe Monday. But I'll have more later. And fade to black.